The first time I ever picked up a paintbrush, I was 3 years old, and I've been painting ever since then. But this didn't happen overnight. It took a very creative environment cultivated by my family. But you see, the problem is not artists have that same creative environment. There's not many places that are established where they can go and share and work on what they're passionate about. Not only this, but what very little is established is really divided. Never before has there been a place that has brought together both the visual and performing arts under one roof. And we look to change this. My name is Adiana, the CEO of Figures of Creation, and we plan on creating a cafe environment that brings together local artists' works on the walls as well as a staging area for live performances. Before we go on, meet the rest of the team.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Gonzalez. I'm the CFO and graphic designer.
Hello, my name is Layla Gonzalez and I'm the COO.
And my name is Haley Lansadell and I'm the COM.
My name is Alyssa Perez and I'm a part of the sales and marketing team.
My name is Kylie Engelman and I'm the head of sales and marketing. So, as you can see, we have a clear competitor. This competitor is also an art cafe located in the Central Valley, specifically Fresno, and it is called Starving Artists. Now, when walking up to a lot of people and asking them if they knew of Starving Artists, the most common answer was no. So that was one thing we figured would help us move forward into what we want to do, because we want to be known in the Central Valley. We don't want to just be sitting back and not putting ourselves forward. We want to be moving forward so everybody can know who we are and what we plan on doing. Starving Artists itself is an art cafe. They have a small stage in the corner of the building and very few art pieces from the people in the community on the wall. The way we are going to differentiate from that is we want to have a large stage in the center of our building, as well as a multitude of art pieces along the wall. We also want to have a place where people can go and create art. We don't want people to just sit down, eat, listen to music, look at a couple paintings, and leave. We want them to be able to go into our separate room where we will have art supplies set up and instruments where they can, if they want to record a song or anything like that, we will have a separate soundproof room for them specifically. And we feel that seriously differentiates us from Starving Artists.
Now, with this in mind, we hope to target an audience of people around our age. So in their late teens to late 20s. We hope that those people are the type of people that have the same love and passion about art as we do. Because if we bring those people in, then we will generate revenue and they will keep a business like ours running.
So that brings us to our total addressable market, or TAM, of 35 million. Our SAM, or serviceable addressable market, of 1.6 million. And finally, our market share of 200,000.
So our early results is the data that we gathered from our startup event that we held in April with the help of our mentor. And based on the feedback that we got from the seniors here, we found that up to like 10 participants showed up to their startup events. But compared to our startup event, we had 40 participants show up, which is a great deal to us since our whole goal was to see if we were interesting enough to drag people along to see us and see the services that we can provide. So we held the event for up to 2 hours with a 15-minute break in between. And during those 15 minutes, we were observing to see how many people had left. And we saw that only 3 people out of the 40 people had left. And after the event was over, it was only just those 3 people. We kept up to the 30s. And before the event had ended, we passed out these little papers with survey links, basically to get some feedback or any questions, concerns on how we were running our event, see how we were doing. And we got up to like 10 people to do the survey. And we found that we were very well on our social skills, our structure of the event, and the lineup that we had for keeping up the entertainment of the event. The only thing we saw that we would need to adjust is our organization that we had in the beginning of the MVP event, because we were kind of running around and a little here and there.
So now, as you can see, this is our Instagram. Now, aside from Instagram, we do have 2 other social medias, which are Facebook and Twitter. The ads are Figures of Creation and Figures Creation. So our main social media that we take pride in is our Instagram page. We are very passionate about themes and organization and keeping everybody interested. And we feel that, having little theme breaks, as you can see here with the 3 pictures in a row, really help us in breaking the theme so we can start a new theme and start something a little bit more interesting than what we held before. And we think this allows us to gain more likes, more followers, and more just insights as we proceed through time.
Another way that we are hoping to get more followers is by buying ads on our Instagram and the rest of our social medias. That is a goal of ours, and onto our website, we also hope to buy a domain name so we can publish our website and generate more revenue through there, hopefully get people to sign up to our newsletter to keep them updated on what we are doing as a business.
So as you can see in our graph, we have shown the steady growth throughout the 5 years. In the first year, we have shown $190,000 in revenue, and by year 5, we are projecting about $215,000 in revenue. Most of this money will be used for the plant, property, and equipment. Now, our company is seeking for $95,000. In exchange for these $95,000, we are offering 25% ownership of our business according to a post-valuation of $490,000 and an internal rate of return of 30% and a money multiple of 3 times. Now, most of this money will be going into the necessary equipment like instruments, the certain licenses we need, insurance, and the leasing of the building. And for the extra strategy that we came up for the investors is that we will be selling our business in 5 years to a strategic buyer.
Now on to the 5-year plan. Now this 5-year plan is extremely important to us because this is going to determine how successful we are. At the end of the 5 years, like Stephanie previously said, we hope to sell our business to a strategic buyer, but that's not our only goal. Our only goal is to have a continual rate of new customers per year, because those are the future, and those are the artists, the family members, the moms, the sisters, who are going to keep our business running, because community is so important, especially in the Central Valley, because not that many people know about this artistic community that we have to offer. So that's why we created our business. Thank you.
Now you can follow us on any of our social medias. And questions?
So you're going to have one entity, like a starving. I've been a starving artist, so it'd be similar to that. You'd have one building.
Yes.
Okay. And so help me understand how your slide where you had your projections of sales was it 190-some thousand. What is your expenses? I saw some of the expenses, but you got labor costs, you got insurance, you got triple net, you got rent, all that kind of stuff. You have that all built in there as well. I'm trying to figure out what the nets.
So for the pie chart one?
Yeah.
Okay. So most of the money that we've said was going to go into the plant and property, which is basically all the instruments that we're going to be using, the rent, and the rest is the salaries and consulting fees are going to be based on the amount of money we're going to be, if we hire someone, the amount of money we are going to be paying them, along with the consulting fees are basically the taxes and all of that, and the administrative cost is basically how much we're going to be paying all of us.
So is that from the 95,000 that you're trying to raise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So where is this going to be located?
We've been looking at several different locations. The main location we have been looking at has been near McLean, because there is nothing in that area for those students to do other than like go and hang out on the side of the road kind of, and we just want to give them an opportunity to go and express themselves, as well as just be in a location where there's not much to do. And offer those people that live in that area or constantly at that area, offer them a way to offer them a place of enjoyment and a place of entertainment.
Why target high school kids?
Because coming from a personal standpoint, art is, from parents especially, not looked at as a real career. And so therefore, it deters us from wanting to do art. And I went to an art school for 10 years, so I've been passionate about this since I was little. So, you know, coming here where there's no art whatsoever, I would love to have a place where I could go every day and be able to express my passion for theater or music or painting or anything like that. And we feel that there are so many people in the community that feel the exact same way as us, and we want to change that and give them an opportunity to express themselves the way that we
I'm
can.
trying to figure out what this looks like. Starving Arts, by the way, does very well. So, and it is local art. It's not outside, but it's a different venue. It tends to be, you know, people go there for dinner and they go there for lunch. It has drinks and so forth. Seems to me if you were to do more of like, as you say, a cafe, and instead of just finished art, what I heard was art being created.
Yes.
That to me is where it's very different. You don't have to be with high school kids. That could be across the community. I know when I go in there, I'm going to see people creating paintings. I'm going to see people painting eggs. I'm going to see, you know, whatever else is going on that kind of I'll see like theatric performances, skits or things. And if you do that, it seems to me you don't have to appeal just to high school students. You may get a good clientele of them doing the artwork, but it seems to me you want to get to a larger audience.
Of course, yeah.
I don't find high school kids very reliable as a way to have a business.
Yeah.
Because they don't have money
Right.
and they don't have long-term engagement
Right.
in, you know, in a locale or a particular establishment.
So how many people would you need to get to the door per day in order to, let's just say, break even? And then what would be the average, you know, person?
User fee, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I myself, how many of me need to go through the door and how much do I need to averagely spend in order for you to break even?
So we don't have it set to the daily, but our monthly number of people visiting is around 800 just to start for the first month of the very first year. And on average, we're looking for people to spend between $15 and $25, and that would include our food service that would be there, the cafe portion mainly, and then that is separate from whatever money we'd make when we host events, which is a $3 to $5 charge per person.
So you average about 800, and then we're gonna average about $25 a person?
And the 25 includes
Yeah.
whether I want to paint, whether I want to use an instrument, and it's going to include my food as well?
Can't be high school kids at $25.
Yeah, so you're looking at about 20,000. Okay, so you're gonna take in about $20,000, and then what's your expenses to run and all that too? Is it $20,000 a month is what it costs you to keep the doors open and pay for your cost of goods and labor and bills and all that?
Well, most of the costs of goods sold are based on actually baking, the baking supplies, and everything else is already built, and so we aren't really building anything. And for the renting of the buildings that we were looking for, it depends how big the building will be and how much that will cost. So it really depends on how much the building will cost and everything.
And so if it's a cafe, will there just be bakery items and coffee and tea? Those are the options? It's not really a lunch or dinner place?
Well, we're planning on starting off with the baked goods, but hopefully as we go on, we will add more to it.
We talked about having shows, so this is like you'd be having events.
Yeah.
So there would be like musical shows or like plays. And so what is it that will attract the artists to come there?
Well, a lot from what we noticed, the people that attended our MVP, which our MVP was simply like an open mic art gallery type thing. It was really fun. It was mostly off social media, word of mouth, just spread around the community, which we were really grateful for. But I feel like the one that will mainly bring people to our events will be word of mouth and advertisement on social media as we continue to fund the ads that we want to project out to the world.
Did the individuals pay to attend your MVP event?
No. We had a small snack bar, but that was the only money we asked for, unless they wanted to purchase one of the paintings that were on display, which we get a 15% profit from.
And where did you get the art that was on display?
Students, family members, our own artists in our team. It wasn't donated, but they let us put it on display for them, and we would get part of what people spent on the paintings.
So the entertainment is basically like an open mic. They just come on, they volunteer themselves. It's
Yeah.
just a way for them to express themselves, and then if they do some kind of performance, it's the same kind of thing. It's just people who are passionate and just want to express themselves. Is that correct? Okay. So there's no cost to that. Okay. Okay.
There's not a lot of art galleries here, there's a few. You see more like when you go to the coasts, so I mean, that's kind of interesting. And there's a few of the hospitals and the restaurants that will display local art too that's for sale. It's kind of a good idea.
Well, downtown, you've got Art Hop.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking that's probably a better location.
Yeah.
The tower.
One, you've got a clientele, looks into the tower, you have a clientele that kind of get it a little bit more hipster
Right.
in that respect. And that's kind of what you're looking for. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think you're trying to, I would not try to convince parents to believe that there's a real career in art by having this cafe. I think that's a lost cause. I think every parent believes to some extent that there probably isn't a career path, and there probably isn't, or at least it's a very hard one. One thing, your startup cost is more realistic than I've seen today. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah.
Gives me a little more confidence.
Yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of Coloring Mine. You know, you could have a girls' night and they go and do an art thing, and those kind of things. You can kind of you may take it from that perspective. I kind of see that. So yeah.
Those are pretty trendy, but a lot of
Yeah.
it's associated with wine or margaritas right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you throw some alcohol in here, you can drive your revenue up. That's for sure.
We'll have
And
adult
it's something even to
ice.
think about. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even think about that.
The trick to starving artists, and why that works so well, is that I'm going to go play music. Well, how many friends do you think I'm going to call up to say I'm going to go play music that night? I'll get 5 or 6 people, and what are they going to do while they're waiting for me? They're going to be drinking.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
it's
I mean,
like
starving
you're
artists
always
work
building
because-
in your own marketing system as well as sales.
Yeah, they don't make money on the sale, on the food. They make money on
Exactly.
on the booze. So that's definitely your
Yeah.
game. But
But that's the
yeah,
formula.
yeah. Okay.
Well, as you guys become 21.
Get the mentor involved.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
She's a teacher.
You might need a liquor license though.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good concept.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.